Hello traders, German election on Sunday, so I decided to just look at the markets and see if we can plot our way through what we're seeing on the price action at the moment to look at a couple of scenarios with the potential for moves on the DAX. And I'll look at other markets as the week unfolds, and of course over the weekend will be the usual in-depth analysis. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd look at the Dow here on the Trump election. Now, this is the weekly chart on the Dow. So if I bracket the election bar, this was the election bar here, nice big green one. And so you can see we meandered into this on the weekly chart, some green, some red. But the most important aspect is, what was the outcome? What was the thing that really was significant in this market? And how could we have traded it? Well, the market was dipping into the early part of the week, and then on the Thursday and the Friday, once the polls came out and the results came out, we zipped up into this resistance. We did nothing the following week, and then higher the next week, and then we started to break out. So it was what happened on the highs at 18,887 roughly was critical to what happened on the following weeks and what the mood of the market was in the subsequent periods. And you can see to date we are still seeing any dip bought. So we had a big push post election, a dip that was bought, a run, a dip, a run, a dip, a run. Okay, so we see we are just zigzagging. You can draw a trend line right underneath this. Obviously much better than that, and you will see that this market is still, even today, making new highs, with the Fed just about to announce their latest decision on rates in an hour and 42 minutes. So right, that's the Dow. Let's go to the DAX. So here's the DAX on the weekly chart, and so you can see we have a very nice trend line from here, if I can draw it, from this low in June 16 to this low in the November Trump election low, and you can see we just about tested it on the end of August. So we are flat for the week. So we are, literally in the second half of the week now. The DAX has closed and we are completely flat for the week. So that makes it harder. So I think the outcome of today is going to be crucial. How the market reacts to the Fed is going to be one step. And of course the election is on Sunday, so it's a question of where we are on Monday. So I think the absolute crucial thing will be when we come to the markets on the Monday, and let's just see how it behaves around the high and the low of this week, which at this rate is not going to be that much of a margin. It's going to be 100, 120 pip margin. Of course, we've got a lot more trading to come, 2 full days of trading to come. Anyway, well, so you can see what I was thinking about on the Trump election. So let's have a look at this one. I think so. We have all-time highs up here of just around the 13,000 mark. So you can see this is a very, very nice chart pattern. So if we've got a gap at the moment at 12,300, that's not to say that gap can fill anytime soon. As we've seen with the Euro US dollar, it could be months. The Euro US dollar gapped up from at the close on the Friday, April 21st, and we haven't been anywhere near that gap since. So 12.3 could be there for weeks or months. We don't know. What we do know is that this is had a good 2-3 weeks. So we're consolidating. So normally in a consolidation pattern, I would expect a dip if it's a bullish consolidation. So we've pushed up nice and high. I would expect a dip into this bar here somewhere. Could be 12.3, could be 12.4 or 5. Then we could potentially, if the market likes whatever the result is, I'm not even going to begin to speculate on the result. If the market likes the result, we could get back to 13,000 quite easily. It's a very, very bullish chart. Alright, so I would, if you want to trade this, I would look for a pullback, and obviously the gap fill is the most obvious, and then look to see if you can buy a dip in the early part of next week, potentially Monday, and then see if you can get a breakout and trade it up to the upside. Of course, if the scenario is bearish and we are not holding, then we need to see how the market reacts at 12.3 and then see if it can break under 12.3. Okay, so because we are a narrow range and because we're some days off of the election, obviously it's harder for all of us to predict this market, but as with the Trump election, I'll be bracketing this week's action and really looking at the highs and lows of this week, this current week, when I'm looking to detect whether the market is going to be have a bullish reaction to the election next Sunday. All right, so I can't be more specific than that. In the meantime, I think the euro and the euro yen are also very good as well. This is the euro on the weekly chart, and you can see there's the gap I talked about. Whoops, don't know why I got that tool. Here's the gap we talked about down here from April 21st, and we are at the 127 extension. I'm looking to see if we're bullish, then we should get a 161 extension at 12,420. Obviously, 12 and a half. So 125 would be a good number. So as at the moment, as we're going into Fed decision in about an hour 35, we'll see what happens. Obviously, we are high. This is a crucial level at 120. So how we come out of today is going to be crucial. At the moment, this is a fairly convergent relationship. The DAX is very strong. The German economy has been doing very well. It's a powerhouse of Europe, and it's benefited from the previously very weak euro for a long period. In the meantime, all the statistics coming out of Germany have been very positive, so that the dips are getting bought in the DAX. But unusually, normally an economy reacts better to a weaker currency. So the German economy has done very well against a thriving, this run up, this bounce in the euro. So let's see. At the moment, any dip into this euro at 118, if we see it, is a potential to get this moving up towards 125. But again, I'll wait until we get this side of the market out, this Fed decision out of the way, and then we can see where we are. Okay, so in the meantime, we're looking at a very bullish scenario as we stand right now. And like I said, the main thing is going to be, I think, ring fencing where we are on Monday as far as the DAX is concerned, and as far as the euro is concerned, ring fencing today with regard to the next possible move up or down in the euro. Okay, so I will try and be more specific as the week unfolds, and particularly at the weekend, of course. And I'll be out there with my ruler measuring the price action on Monday on the DAX. Okay, stay tuned. If you are not a member and you want these regular updates, then you need to contact us. Drop me a line from the website tradeeasyway.com. Otherwise, the Facebook page. Hope that helps, and look out for further updates. Bye for now.